Alright guys, we got all the caps off. Now let's slowly pick our cam up. Let me put that to the side. And then we'll go in here and pick up all our rockers, and we're going to inspect them. Again, guys, very important. You can see the top of that?
Yes.
That you have to be sure. I mean, don't rush through this job. You make sure when you set those new ones back down, that little opening, whoops, good thing I was doing. That little opening right there, you got to make sure that little opening sets right over that valve stem. You got to make sure.
Burned oil.
Yeah, me too for some reason. Not to the side. You don't want that thing setting to the side like that. You're in some serious trouble. So take your time and set the new ones down in there. So let me get this one I dropped. Make sure you all got all 6 and nothing drops in there, nothing. Where'd that other one go? Way down here, dang it. All right, let's go inspect these and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're gonna inspect. And actually, guys, we don't really have to inspect these. I mean, we got new ones anyway. I'm just curious, is that if this customer would have just said, just replace the one and call it a day. But we do know on the other side there was another one. So,
but now here's
look at that one, got a. That one got a, I feel a little play in that one. What were you saying now?
If one failed, it's possible that in the future the others could fail.
Heck yeah, it could be right there, right there close to it. All right, here's the old ones from the driver's side. Now we're putting those in there. And let's go get another 6 of the melling. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our 6 new ones. Man, I like the quality of these mellings, man. These things are great. Okay, we're gonna install them, put our cam in, torque it down, and then together we're gonna put that phaser on. Okay, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're ready to install our phaser, and you're looking at the angle. We're gonna go with Civi said, and it's right. The mark, the little dot on the cam, and the dot on the phaser, those will have to line up. So what I'm gonna do here is pick my phaser up.
So you want the dot on the cam up in the middle, right?
Right. Hold on here. This is all right. And I'm going to turn the. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to go either clockwise or counterclockwise.
Okay, so you gotta go clockwise.
Clockwise?
Yeah. A little more.
I should be
a little counterclockwise now. Cause you, yeah, that's hard to see really, but yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, but I still not on.
A little bit more counterclockwise, I think. Right there should be good, right there.
This tool is moving out of the way. Is that good?
Looks good.
Looks good, but it ain't going on. This sucks. Holy cow. I'm inside. I can't get it. I can't see that
Is
more.
your tool in the pushing enough?
know, wait. Let me, you know what? I felt like I was almost there. Man, this sucks. Oh, wait a minute. I see what the heck. The tool
is in your way?
No, it's, yeah, it came, if not lined up with the, in that slot now.
Oh.
How the, see the damn tool is like there now, right there, it's in. Then you know what? I'm gonna have to do this another way.
The dots right there are not lined up. Maybe.
Then which way is gotta?
You gotta go clockwise. Right there. No, too much. Okay, right there.
No, they ain't doing it. You know what? That wasn't right. Oh man. Yeah, the tool is right up against. The tool is up against the cam. That's why I can't get that on. That's exactly why I can't get that on. Alright, how can I, is there a way I can push that guide back? What's that? That's exactly what I'm pushing it back too, dang it. All right. Yeah, let's see. If there was a way I can. There it is. Alright, before I mess up, let's get this bolt in here and get this bolt started. And I gotta make sure I can turn by hand, so then that way I know this thing is lined up. Okay, it's going in smoothly. That was a pain. That was a pain. Okay. That one's on. Is this going to be in the way of this other one? No, it's out of the way. Alright guys, we're going to leave that alone. Now, let's get that other cam up. Well, first, what we got to do is now that we got that in there. Hey, I know I didn't tighten that up. I did loosen them up. I know I did, right?
I thought you did.
Yeah. Alright, let's get this bolt out and then we're going to swing this actuator over. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, we got that off. Let's take that off and lean that right to the side. Okay. Alright, now let's get our cam up. Pull out the rockers and all, and we're going to inspect them together. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, we got all the caps off. Let's pick up our cam. And let's get our 6 rockers. Then I'll meet you over at the table to inspect them. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, just real quick. I'm gonna inspect them and throw them over there. Now guys, you gotta remember guys, just because I don't feel a little play, we're not no genius, not a genius, but we're not no professional in this. You don't know how those bearings are inside. Just because we can't feel a play doesn't mean they're not worn. If one is worn and it was put in at the same time the rest of them, then the chances are good that the others are worn. I mean, you know, I should have been trying to rock it side to side. Oh well. Alright, we got our last 6. Alright, let's get these in, get it torqued down, and then we're going to put that camshaft actuator on together. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're ready to install our phaser on this side. There's our dot right there. And I don't know if you can see the dot on the phaser, but it's over here. Get the heck out of here! This thing just went right up there with no... Oh buddy, let me put this bolt in there. Oh my goodness, man. Yo, that's what's up, yo. That's what's up.
You didn't have a problem on the other side when you did that.
Don't tell me.
I'm trying. It takes a lot of patience.
It does. Alright. Alright guys, we got that in. Now, where's our tool at? Sylvia, you had the tool.
What tool? It's up there.
Okay, I know. Alright, let's see. Now this is where our problem comes in at. Oh my goodness! Yeah, buddy! Alright, so we got that lined up. We got that in there. Let's pull our tool out. And our guide will snap back into place. Alright. The next thing we're going to do, guys, is... Guys, this is very important, this next step. Make sure you have your 1 1/8 wrench. Because we're about to torque down the cam phasers. And they're torqued down to like 100 and something foot-pounds. We're going to look that up again. But that's really, really tight. So keep these in place. And do not try to torque these down without having a wrench. Don't think that's going to hold you. Because that ain't going to do it, guys. Make sure you have your wrench. Alright, so let's get set up. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, here's the final part of, not the final, the whole job, but just this part. Next thing we're going to do is tighten up our cam phaser bolts. These bolts are tightened down to 118 foot-pounds. Yes, that is a lot. Make sure you have your tools in here to keep the cams in place. Do not depend on those alone and tighten this up. You can't take a chance in this. Alright, now what I have is my 1/2-inch drive torque wrench. And I don't know if you can see there, but it's set to 118 foot-pounds.
Okay.
And I got a deep 36mm socket, impact, and my famous 1 1/8 wrench. So first I'm gonna do is get my wrench and set it right here. Then get my torque wrench, and I'm using my wrench to go hold that in place while I tighten this up. Perfect. Let's go over here to the next one. Perfect, guys. All right, let's go do the other side, and then we'll be right back. Okay, guys, perfect. Everything is lined up. Now, only thing we do now is pull our tools out, and let me get a light. Go over our timing marks real quick. Whoops.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
The 2 arrows are lined up.
Okay.
Over here, we got 1,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
and the 2 lines are lined up, and that's for the right side. All right, we are looking good. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is prepare our valve covers. We're going to do one on camera, and then you're going to do the other one by yourself. All right, the first thing we'll do, in the front here, we have our camshaft phaser actuators. Also, some people call them the VVTs. These have to be removed before reinstalling them. You don't have to do it when taking it apart. Trust me. Let me show you. Let me tell you why before we do this. Let me turn it over. All right. You see those little pins right there? Those pins stick out. And right there, I pushed them back in. But putting it back together, if one of those pins are sticking out, you're gonna hit that bolt, that bolt holding on the cam phasers, and you're gonna mess that up. Then you're gonna get a check engine light. So those have to be removed. Now both of them are the same part numbers. You don't have to worry about confirm. But I like to mark them and put them back in the order that I took them out. So I'm gonna take my little marker, go 1 and 2. So facing me, that's 1 and number 2. Now they're held on by 3 T25 Torx screws. So I got my T25 Torx 1/4 inch drive, and I'm using my impact. I'm gonna call this impact, and you're gonna take out all 6 screws. So let's take them out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all the screws out. All screws are the same length. Get this. By the way, your actuators will just pop right out. This one's a little bit stuck, and if you have to, get you a small screwdriver and go right between there and help you. What is up against that little O-ring right there? I'm about to show you the O-ring. All right, pop them out. Now your O-ring right here, well, let's call this a gasket, is right around the outside. So you just take your screwdriver, push it in there, and pop that right out. Now hopefully you don't got a cheesy gasket set. The gasket set we're using is original. It doesn't say Chrysler. It's Molly, which is the original set for this. So that's done. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. The next thing we're going to do is we got a seal back here, and that's going to the camshaft. The camshaft positioner sensor sets into that. If you get a Molly set, it's going to come with this as well, and that just pops right up. And if you have a problem, get you a screwdriver and pop that right up. And while you got that up, take your same screwdriver. Now here's your spark plug tube seals. You want to go in at an angle just like this, towards up against the valve cover. I'm gonna go this side so I don't go hit you right there. Take your hammer and at an angle and going down. pop that seal right out. Let's do one more. Put at an angle towards the side. Pop it right out. Alright, let's get the last one out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing you want to do is turn it over. Now, I'm showing you this valve cover because this one is a little bit more difficult than the other one because of this oil right here. The next thing we're going to do is, good thing I'm on like a table, because what I'm going to do here is set this part right here over the edge so I got some kind of flat surface up there. Now, get your little screwdriver again, and here's your valve cover gasket, and you can tell, actually right here guys, look at that right there. Look at that gasket's cracked. So this thing was definitely leaking oil. So you definitely don't want to reuse this gasket. So you want to take any part right here. Actually, you might take this right here. That ain't gonna work. Take your screwdriver, stick your screwdriver in there, and then pry that gasket right out and pull the gasket up. So let's get that out of there, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, you got your gasket out. The next thing you want to do is you're going to notice up here on the corner, two edges. It's not over here, but it's some right there. A little silicone, a gasket sealer. So I'm going to get me a little wire brush, wire wheel, and I'm not going to dig down as I'm doing this. Go ahead and clean that up. Now, the next thing you want to do is get you a little air. If you don't have air, that's cool. You're just going to have to let this dry before putting everything back together. Because inside the channel, you see all that oil inside there? If we go to put that new gasket in there, that oil is going to stop it from really holding it, and it's going to come out, putting it in there. So what you want to do is hold it up like this. Get you some carburetor cleaner. And then you want to spray. I wasn't going to spray. You can come back over here.
No, I got bad lighting.
Oh, then tell me to move then.
I moved.
But I need you to see this angle. Dang it, man. Can't even do
It's
nothing.
so hard.
It is, dang it. Now, can you see what I'm at? Now, you want to make sure you spray inside the channel. Now, I don't have a... If you have a straw hooked up to it, then it'll be a straw be good. So, but...
See, so how am I supposed to see if your hand's in my way? I was better off before.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Just do your job. Let me do mine.
So we spray it right there. Make sure spray enough. Then to the front where your VVTs are at, spray inside there. All right, and then take your air and just, you don't have to blow a lot of air. What you laughing for? Nothing. What the heck?
Go ahead then.
Just go along the channel and dry that out. And in the front. Alright, so let's get all that blowed out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is install our 3 spark plug tube seals. What you're going to need is, I'm using a 28mm socket, 1/2 inch drive, with a 12-inch 1/2 inch drive extension, and my hammer. Now, how you want to set these in. If you notice the side view of this, you notice one side got a lot of ridges, and this side is straight. The side with the ridges, I got my valve cover upside down. That's the part that's going to go down just like that. So if we look inside here, we set that in there just like that. Keep it in place. You gotta make sure these screws. I'm gonna take out these screws for the ignition coils so this thing can set better for me. The other one, you won't have to do this. Let's still kind of crooked, but right now, it's going to be like an angle. So you don't make sure you don't hold this straight up. You make sure you put the socket down on the ledge, on the edge, and then take your hammer and you're going to knock that down. Don't go crazy with the hammer. Just and check this out. This is a little trick, guys. Up here on the hammer, you take the hammer, instead of always hitting like this, you take the hammer and you go around. Just in case any of the edges are sticking up, you're going to get it. Alright, perfect. Now you notice, you're going to have a little edge right there that's sticking up. So don't be sitting there, well, it ain't all the way down yet, let me keep on hammering. That's not going to work. Alright, so one more. The groove part faces down. Set it down there. Just get it set up. Take your socket. Set it over it. See, the reason why 28 millimeter, because the 28 millimeter sets right on that thing perfectly. Alright, so get that set up like that. Up, and I can see right here, I can see this side is still up. So I put it back down, and again, just like that little trick I told you, so I know I'm gonna hit on this side of the up here, Sibby. I'm gonna hit on this side of the extension. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Perfect. All right, let's do the last one, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now to make this installation easy, we want to take a little white lithium and you want to put it just around on the inside of these spark plug tube seals. Because what happens was, these are going to go over the spark plug tubes and you don't want them to hang up on it and cut it in any kind of way. So let's get all three of those done and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to install our camshaft position sensor seal. Let's take a little lithium. Put it around the edges, makes this a little easier to install. Now what we're going to do is set our seal down in there, and this is going to be kind of difficult to push down. You're going to notice that you're going to get part of it down and part of it's going to stick up. Now what you want to do is take your screwdriver, and you got that ledge right inside there. See that ledge? Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is hold it down and just go right up on that ledge, and you want to push down. Ledge slowly. Oops. And just keep going around until that thing is flush. I don't know why. I have no, guys, don't ask me why. Chrysler did this. Yeah, let's see. Just got a little bit more around that way. Okay, perfect, guys. That is perfect. Then, to make it easier, so our sensor, just lubricate the inside. Alright, we'll be right back. This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our new valve cover gasket. Now, looking at your gasket, looking at like that, one side is going to have little ridges on it. That's the side that you're going to push into the valve cover. Now, for an alignment, you're going to notice toward the front of the valve cover, we have these two square marks right here. So get your gasket and how do I get some silicone on it? Make sure it's nice and dry. Once you get those lined up, just go around and push that gasket in to the grooves. See, now that's why you clean that out, because if you had that oil in there, it wouldn't stay in there like it's supposed to. So you want to make sure that's nice and dry. So let's get all that in there all the way around, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that all in. Now you want to do a test run. What I mean by that is turn your valve cover over, shake it a little bit, make sure that gasket does not come back out. Now before I turn this back over, you notice these 2 points up here. Those right there. In your gasket set, again, we're using Moly, and this is the best stuff out there, man. All right, you're gonna get this little gasket aluminum silicone sealant that's gonna come in there with it. You're gonna take 4 dabs of this, 2 on each valve cover, and you're gonna put one right there, and on the other side before we put it together. That makes sure that seals up because there's an opening right there where the head meets the timing cover. So you want to make sure you got some sealant in there. But we're not worried about that yet. So let's turn this over, and I turned it around towards you. Now in your kit, you're gonna have 2 new O-rings or gaskets for your VVTs, and that's all they have to do. And you're gonna notice that inside there they have little ridges. That's to keep that gasket in place, and that's all you want to do. And it doesn't matter which side of this gasket you put on. Just want to stick that in there, go around. Dang it, I can't see that. Okay, make sure that's in all the way around. Alright, let's go to the other one, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is prepare our engine for installation of the valve covers, which means we got to clean up all this around here. Now this section right here, you can just take your rag and clean that up. You don't have to get no spray or nothing and clean that up. Now what you're going to do, on each corner of each head, right here and right here, you see that silicone up there. And first of all you want to do is get you a rag or something, stick right there. And what you're going to do is take your razor blade and get that stuff out of there without it going into the engine. Because you do not need no oil ports clogged up. Okay. And then you're going to continue going all the way around. And move this out of the way. Make sure you wipe up where that gasket is going. And you can see guys how easily I'm cleaning this with a rag, and that's it. So we're gonna do that, and then you got the one over here. The one on the outside over here is a little bit easier, because that's all I'm doing is just gonna, and it's probably better to use a scraper or something, so I don't have to be close in here like this, and just scrape that off to the side. Just like that. Let's pull that a little bit right there. And stir it a little bit. You see how easy that comes off with that razor blade thing? Just like that. Both cylinder heads, wipe them up real good, and then we're going to start installing our covers. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's install the left valve cover first. Alright, let's turn it over to the side. Now you're going to have two dowel pins. One right here, and one on this side right here. They're going to line up the holes inside the cylinder head. So we're going to have to turn this over a little bit. Grab our sealer and put a dib right there and a dib right there. Alright, now we're going to turn it over, pick up this harness right here. Now remember, we got this bracket over here that's in the way, and we got to watch out for our fuel rail right here. So we're going to bring it down and carefully work in there. That bracket is holding me up. Past that bracket. Funny how we were able to get past that bracket before. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going down, and it looks like I got a little tension over here because I got this harness over here is in the way. Okay. You want to make sure nothing's up under that cover from going down. Now feel something else. That harness back there sucks. Alright, there we go. I got my spark plug tube seals lined up, so I know I'm lined up. So that's what I'm going to do is now is just push down, and now I am set. And then what you want to do, just to be sure, take one of your bolts. You want to see if you can screw it in, start screwing them in by hand. And that one went in perfectly. You know, I'm going to just go another one. And over here, I'm going to just do a couple of them. So I know this is down. This is coming out great. Now what you want to do, guys, is definitely take your hand, reach in the back. You want to make sure... Can you pass me a light? You want to make sure, because that harness is really close to the corner of that valve cover. So you want to make sure that harness is nothing is up under that cover. And if you have to, even use a mirror. This light's going dead. Alright, yep, it's out of the way. Alright, let's get all those bolts started by hand. And if you have to, use a socket. You want to just make sure all those bolts do go down. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all of them started. Next thing I'm going to do is take me an 8mm deep, a 1/4" drive, a 2" 1/4" drive extension, and I got my little wobble extension, and my 1/4" drive ratchet. And what I want to do is, now you got bolts up here. Right directly below it, there's going to be another one. So we're going to start from the center. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go and start it again. 1, but then further out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to get the last 3 up in the front. So we're going to go to this one. And that's all. You don't want to tighten this one up all the way. That's all we want to do is just bring it down. bring it down so we can make sure this cover goes down evenly. So once you get all, this one over here is kind of a little difficult to get to. Once you get all down, and then we're going to tighten them up. So let me bring these down, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them all brought down. Now we're going to tighten them up. Now, if you want to know the torque on these, go to JT's video. He'll tell you all about it. He'll put them in his description. I ain't going to do that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you how to tighten these up. On certain things, I torque down, but on valve covers, I just don't. Now, these valves, check this out. These screws can only go down but so far. But I'm going to let you know how I do it. Go down. I go till I feel it, till it stops, and then just snug it up just a little bit more. That's it. I am perfectly done. I guarantee you guys, if you was over here, and I know a lot of you guys want to come over here and visit me, but if you come over here and do it, put your torque wrench on that, I guarantee you that's going to be perfect torque. I did a video on that too, and I showed y'all guys, man, I ain't no joke. Don't play around with me, man. Alright, let's get this one over here. One more. Down till it stops, and a little bit more. And actually, check this out. Now, see, JT did his valve covers and the cam caps without using the torque wrench. That's because he's just that good. When you get into the field, you're just that good. You can do that. We can do that. We know when to stop. We know that. Tell him, JT. Dang it. Have me go up here. Get nailed that. Alright, so we're gonna go circular motor. Let's get them all done, and we'll be right back.
Don't forget to mention the one in the back.
Oh, and also guys, remember, there's a bolt. Remember that bolt right here in the center. Again, you're gonna have another bolt exact opposite of the one you're tightening. So you got one right here in the front. There's gonna be one in the back, right in the center also. Alright? Alright, Sivy? You good? Okay, Sivy?
Yeah.
You want to tighten some up?
No.
Here, I'm going to give Sivy the ratchet so she can tighten a few of them up. So
no.
we can... Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our VVTs. Remember, we marked them facing the valve cover. Number 1. Just going to set that in there just like that. We're going to put a screw in it and turn it by a couple threads by hand to make sure that we don't cross thread that. And then we're going to get the other one set in. And both of them set. Look at the angle. They're set in. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, next we're going to do is take our T25 torque socket, 1/4 inch drive, and I'm using a 4-inch 1/4 inch drive extension and my ratchet. And that's all we, matter of fact, I don't need to whip swivel, so I pull it straight like that. So we're going to go ahead in there. And I'm not going to tighten that up, guys. I told you before, like on the valve cover. What you want to do is just go ahead and bring it in just a little bit, just so you can make sure that's going on there flush. Alright, now we're going to tighten it up. And you guys, you're screwing into, even though you're screwing into metal, you're screwing, that metal is into plastic. You over tighten that, you're going to snap the head off, or you're going to strip that bushing inside there. So that's all you want to do is go till it stops, and a little bit more. That's all you're doing is pushing against that gasket. Alright, so one more till it stops, and a little bit more. Alright, let's do the rest. Now this one over here, you can see it like a little, that's all you have to do is just, and then this is good with the wobble, but you don't even have to need that. See that? You can get right in there with that same setup. Alright, so let's get the rest of them done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to do is install our right side valve cover. This one's a little bit difficult because of that breather in the back. And remember before, this tube right here, the transmission dipstick tube, I had pried up and pushed that back a little bit, which is great. Here's your sensor for your, here's your plug for your cam sensor. So just make sure, matter of fact, let's just make sure that's out of the way. Make sure all your harness and everything out of the way to the fuel injectors. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is put this valve cover on, pull it back a little bit, go down, and then it's going to come forward and down for that breather hole right there. So let's turn, you saw that breather hole? Alright, so let's turn it over.
You keep on questioning my abilities.
Let's turn it over. Let's get our gasket maker. And put a little dab right there. And a little dab right there. Alright. Oops. Son of a biscuit. Alright, let's turn it over. Make sure everything's out of the way. And I can see right now, this little plug, this little clip right here, gonna be a little problem. Here we go. Alright, so let's go down. And remember, we have our dowel pins back there as well. This harness is in the way. You don't want to move this valve cover around too much because that gasket might come down. This sucks. There we go. Almost. Okay, then I had to come forward. Now line it up. And once my spark plug tube seals are lined up, just push it down right into place. Then, just like before, take each screw, going in bolt, going by hand by a couple threads, and that way make sure you don't cross thread them. Our plug is right here, 12 cam sensors, that's great. And just like the other side, don't forget about this bolt right here in the middle. Alright, let's go around, start these bolts, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, and you know how to tighten them up. We got our 8mm. This time I'm going to use my 4-inch, what is 5? 4-inch, 1/4-inch drive extension, because this one back here is like way back here. And you're going to have to move that harness out of the way to get to that bolt. But you want to make sure that one's last, because you want to make sure this cover is set down and don't move out of the way. So start from the center, work your way around, and tighten them all up. Alright, let's get all of them tightened up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our VVTs. We have one right there, with box number 1. And number 2. Alright, so let's get our bolts started. And then get our T25 and tighten them up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now to install our breather that's in the back. It's got your 3 T25 Torx screws. And notice how that nozzle comes out that way. So you just want to go down there. And it's got to make sure you all still have that gasket around the outside inside there. This one's protruding out, so I know it is still good. Okay? Okay, Tiffy? Alright, so let's get that down there. Push that in. Very easy, guys. Push that in. Take your 3 screws, and you can put these in by hand. You can bring them in all the way if you want. Make sure you can get a good angle. Whoops. What the heck? This one's not starting. Oh, there we go. Okay, the 2 top ones are easy. That bottom one, you have to go around here. You might have to take this harness and pick it up. Just like that. Get around here with your hand. A little bit of air. This one you got to feel for, man. This is... You know, dang it. Where's... Oh, there it is. Right there. Yeah, buddy. Did you just cough or laugh at me?
Cough.
Laugh at me. Alright, all of them are started. Then you want to take... And this is a good time to... Guys, take them and bring them in as much as you can by hand because you really can't get your ratchet in there to really grab it. Alright, take your T25 with your 1/4" drive ratchet. You can see right now, see how you can't, I can't, it ain't clicking, so I'm gonna have to put my hand. Let's see this mess. So I'm gonna have to take my hand, hold the socket, try to hold the socket. That's why I say bring it in by hand. And you want to go till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, let's get the other two done. And you can see right here, like here, this one I can just pull this hose down to get to this one. I wanted to show you this one, so okay, there we go. Got it? Alright, and our last one, I gotta go like this down here. And what I'm gonna do is pick this up. Don't pull this too much, because remember, this is plastic. You can break that thing off of there, you look crazy in the face. So right now, I'm putting it in by hand as much as I can. And just hoping that I can get my hand down in here. You know what, that's what happens, I push it downward. And then come around. Oh, that much better. Alright guys, this is taking a little bit, but... Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that tightened up. Now we're going to install, remember that little hose right here? And I know that hose goes straight up like this, because I had a hard time getting that on there. So we're just going to push that on. And notice, I'm not even using a tool to squeeze that clamp, because when you push it on here, it's going to open up that clamp and make sure that thing is going straight up. And you can see it went straight on. And if we had to move it, we actually can. Alright, now guys, what we're doing is, you want to make sure you start from the back of the engine and work your way forward. You don't need to put none up here in the front, and then all of a sudden you forget stuff in the back. That is no good. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do that's all the way in the back of the engine is, actually if we want to, we can hook these, put these clips back in here. Christmas tree clips. Keep this one up. That goes right there, that one right there. This one's going to go on top of here. Push that up. Oh, I thought I heard some noise. And you know what, guys? Look at this. Look at this, guys. I forgot to tighten up that bolt.
Shame.
Look at that. See? And I'm up here to want to be a teacher. So let's get that bolt tightened up, and then you're going to grab our camshaft position sensors, and we're going to start doing both sides at the same time. Alright, and also, let's get a little lithium in here to help that sensor. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to install both our cam sensors. You're going to install your cam sensor, and you're going to have this long bolt there, and that bolt screws down into the cylinder head. So you're going to make sure that's lined up and all. So the plug faces to the back. Slowly push it down. Take your screw, just like I told you before. Make sure you can screw in by a couple threads by hand, and that way you got it lined up. Then just push down on it just like that. And if you want right now, you can go ahead, plug it up, get your T30, and don't go crazy with this, guys. Just you do one and then you do the other one by yourself. Alright, you want to just go till it stops and a little bit more. That's it. Alright, and that is done. Alright, do the other side and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them in. Now what we're going to do is, guys, on the outside wiring harness, where all our Christmas tree clips are, we want to go ahead and See right there? We're going to push all those in, walk our way around right here, and then we're going to stop right there. Then we're going to go to the other side, and dang it, I gotta turn around over here. All right, then we're going to go to the other side, and we have our Christmas tree clips one way in the back. Then we got this, as you can see, this valve cover bolt right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got this. We got the little one. Get this out of the way. The little one got to go first. The little loom.
Oh, okay.
Then the big one, and then we just work our way up right there. This is gonna go. If that goes right there, oh, this has gotta suck. Take this back out because that goes up under the. Under there. This bites. Go back on the video and see. Cause I got one right here that lines up right there. You know, wait a minute, maybe I was wrong. Something just ain't right here, guys. Okay, if you go right here, and you're right here, it's just a matter of getting these things lined up. This one goes right here. This one would have to go right here. But that one, then that means this one, oh, right inside there. Alright, so it does go in there, and this one goes up here. Alright, we got them lined up. Alright, we'll be right back.
Move yourself out of the way, Dag, a bit.
Oh, here we got this
okay.
one. All right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, you know what? That was kind of tight. And Sylvia, wait. She wait good till we get off camera. And then she said, maybe they go to the intake. It's like, she wait good till I'm pulling on the harness, trying to plug it up to plumb place that ain't got to go. Ain't got no business going. And then she said, okay,
because if
he
I
good
say
now.
Stuff on camera, you
Now,
yell at me.
now I can help him out.
So I figure I'd wait till you're done.
All right, so we'll be right back. All right, guys, next thing we're going to do, remove our rags. Take our harness. Right here. And this harness goes under that fuel rail. This side over here, remember I went under there. And then, I gotta gonna sit here and plug up this injector. Plug it up, and then that red tab, push it down to lock it into place. Work our way forward. We got a little Christmas clip here. Push that down. Then go to the, now when you plug it up, remember we had pulled those up. So when we plug it back up, we're going to push that down to lock it in place. Push it down, lock it in place. Work our way around. And do our last one. Alright, that side is done. Now we're going to go over here to the other side. And actually, while we're over here, guys, we can actually take our fuel rail and just push that in. till it clicks. It's locked into place. Now we're going to do the same thing right over here and get this side. Make sure it's not tangled up anywhere. There we go. I'm not worrying about that harness yet. So we got the little Christmas tree right there, and then plug them up. Alright? So let's get all that. What's the thickest? Okay. Push that down, lock it into place, and just work your way to the other two. Alright? And your coil connectors will be right there in place. Alright, let's get those done, and we'll be right back.